the market much more open than we've seen in the first half of the meeting.
Yeah, definitely so, Brittany. A hard race to assess, and I think a race that represents value here. So, punters, you can dive right in.
All right, the first horse we'll take a look at is I'm Icy. It is your favourite, but it's at 380, so it is a far more open contest, this one. We can try find a little bit of value. I'm Icy, trained by Neville Parnham, Steve Parnham in the saddle. It's drawn 2.
Yeah, he's just passing us now. He presents well in the yard, and it looks in good order like all of Neville Parnham's usually are. Drops in grade today, I'm Icy. He looks the likely early leader from the gate and can definitely improve here. He's well placed, I'm Icy.
And he obviously has that form in Perth, form behind Nero Dio, who's gone on to frank that form, and the 2 starts prior behind Beat the Bell and Tonka Tough. It's nice form for a race like this. On both of those occasions, those races rated really well from a times perspective for a race like this. So no surprise to see I'm Icy at as the favourite, and 380 seems to represent really nice value if the horse has travelled up well and looks a treat. Watto's Fury is the 2, so consistent, this galloper for Rod Brown and Kiri Yule.
Yeah, definitely so, Brittany. Look, fit, robust looking type in the yard. Very consistent galloper. You know what you're going to get with him, this horse. He should be prominent in the run and will run well again. He's
$4.40 out to $5 currently. Pastry is the next horse in the colours of Peter Fernie. Mitch Pateman in the saddle.
Yeah, a little bit of sweat underneath of this mare, and there's a couple that are sweating up. Admittedly, they are mares, and she's on her toes. Look, I think she was only fair first up. She strips fitter, can show speed, Pastry. I think she just got gassed running in behind Nemiroff the other day. Has recorded 2 wins from 4 starts here. Should improve sharply, Pastry.
And good to see Mitch back out there after a little rest and some water, feeling well again to take the ride on Pastry. Magnaforce is the 4, Trevor Tasker and Chris Parnham.
Yeah, he looked pretty alert in the yard, Magnaforce. Big winner here 2 starts ago. He can really get out and run. That was in maiden company. Followed it up with a sound effort last start. He has drawn wide though.
Yes, and he is $15 into $9, so there was some early support for this galloper. Driftwood Girl is the next horse. Previously, I think it was trained by Lindsay Smith, perhaps. Or Nick Cox, maybe, Driftwood Girl. Helen Harding now has the horse, Randy Tan to ride.
Yeah, Nick Cox there. And look, she's ran home respectably at her last 2 here. She's one that gets back, yes, and needs luck. We haven't seen many make ground. The on-pace bias is hot today. But look, I think there's a lot of pace in this, and she can be a blowout, Driftwood Girl.
She's at $18, so certainly represents each way value. Prince of Promises is the next horse in those same colours of Helen Harding. She's taken the blinkers off this galloper. Brad Parnham is in the saddle.
Yeah, shows pace, plenty of it too, and I think the blinker's coming off as she's up in trip today, so hopefully she can probably settle better. Look, looks tested for mine at this trip. She just needs to settle and race a little bit more genuine, Prince of Promises.
Punters happy to be with the horse, opened at $31 into $16, so a few people happy to take the $31. Concrete Madam is the next horse. A lot of these horses have come from campaigns in the city and have now found themselves in Kalgoorlie. Concrete Madam was previously prepared by Lindsay Smith, has been with Peter Fernie now for a bit, and William Pike rides.
Yeah, she's another mare that was sweating up quite a lot underneath Concrete Madam, and I think she is your favourite. Look, she won that maiden the other day, and she won it well, yes, that was a couple of weeks ago here. But this is a lot tougher, Concrete Madam, and she has got the wide barrier to contend with. I suppose punters look at the offset with William Pike going on board there, Brittany.
She's at $4.20, making her the second favourite behind I'm Icy. Little Flirt is the next horse, the 8. Brett Matthews prepares and Craig Newitt's in the saddle.
Yeah, look, well, a run-on type of horse, only small. She's by demerit, most of them are, but has a motor. Look, if they go quick, she could be the one that could find them napping and come over the top. She's around about the $15 quote.
Yankee Girl is the 9. Johnston prepares, and Jade McNaught doesn't get to claim here in Kalgoorlie, but certainly lose nothing with Jade in the saddle. She's in fine form.
Oh, definitely so, and even riding well up here and across the state. First up, though, Yankee Girl. She can be a handful. Won 3 starts ago after sitting a mile off them, Yankee Girl, and she steamed home. A repeat performance of that run would see her go close here, but she's around about the $23 price.
And from Yankee Girl to Quirky Girl, the final runner is the 10. This one is prepared by Brett Matthews. Troy Turner is drawn 4.
Yeah, she went out early with the clerk of the course. Look, she's hasn't really put it all together at all this campaign. Unlikely to trouble these.
All right, and she's at $51. That is a look at these runners with the final horses scratching in Vital Touch. So the 10 to go around here. What are your top 4 numbers here, Chrishane?
Oh, I'm going right outside the box here, Brittany. I think it's that type of race. We haven't seen a race like this to date. We've seen the short price favourites, but I think in 1 or 2 of those races they have been rolled. A lot of speed in this. I'm Icy from barrier 2. I think looks the early leader. Watto's Fury has got pace. So too does Pastry. Magnaforce. You can name a whole stack of these that are going to press forward. Concrete Madam has got genuine early speed as well. So I'm going to go with one hopefully just sitting off them. It's around about the $18 quote, and that's in number 5, Driftwood Girl. I also put it in the same boat as probably Little Flirt as well. So we're hunting for some big value. So those probably 2 are going to sit back and look to be running home. But 5, 1, 3 and 2, Driftwood Girl from at an each way price from 1 I'm Icy, looked a treat in the yard from 3 Pastry and 2 Watto's Fury. Hard to leave him out. He's been going so well this campaign. 5, 1, 3 and 2, but it's just that type of race, Brittany, that you can work around a few here.
Yeah, it certainly is. Punter's really having a tough time separating this. I'm Icy has just been that late drifter out to $4.20 here at a horse that has nice solid Perth form coming here today. It was pretty hard on the bit in his preliminary, so certainly wanted to get on with the job. We're expecting the horse to lead from gate 2 and has led some or been prominent in some pretty fast run races in town, which you would think would possess enough speed to be able to take up the running here. But it is the value that Chrishane is going for here with Driftwood Girl. $18 and $4 for a place. Chrishane, from barrier 1, we've seen this horse drawn, well, it's drawn 2 at its last 3. So the barrier gods are on this horse's side, albeit that it's a horse that does get back from 1. Can they use the gate just to try and not be too far back? Is there a concern about being cluttered away on the rail?
Yeah, I think they tried that 3 or 4 starts ago here at this track, but she wasn't quite right. So there was some excuses back then, but her last 2 efforts I think have been really promising, because she's been running home quite admirably from a hot speed. But look, from 1, if she can get 3 or 4 back the rails and they go helter-skelter in front, because there's so much predicted or anticipated speed, she could work into the race. She could work into calculations, and I suppose there's a couple of them. Also, Little Flirt is one at big odds that can also work home nicely if the speed's on. So the race has to be set up for a couple of these back markers.
All right, Pastry is now your favourite, overtaking I'm Icy. Pastry will start $4.20. I'm Icy $4.60, as will be Concrete Madam. So it's a right all open race for the 5th here, the first leg of the quaddie. Here's Darren for the call.
Got a feeling week, didn't they? Yeah. That'll keep you busy.
Almost set for the running of the 5th event of the day. They've moved them in well at the 1300. Just Little Flirt to move in, and the line will be complete. Black caps worn by the riders of Prince of Promises. Concrete Madame, a blue cap on Quirky Girl's rider. The red light goes on. Little Flirt has occupied its stall, and now they're set and they're ready to bound. Opening leg of the quaddie, racing. Driftwood Girl was sluggishly away. Little Flirt beaten for speed. Yankee Girl drops out. First to get going though, Concrete Madame won the break. Watto's Fury gathering speed, driving up with I'm Icy, who'll land there beautifully placed, settling it. Right behind those, Pastry as they get going. The pace ramped up. 2 lengths behind those. Further back, Prince of Promises over racing. Over on the inside, Quirky Girl joined it. Magna Magnaforce going back 3 deep from Little Flirt. Down on the inside is Driftwood Girl, and Yankee Girl is back last of all when they'd left the back out towards the Charles Street side of the course. Inside the last 700, the leader is Concrete Madame, cruising along for Pike, a length and a half clear, stalking it Watto's Fury. Almost 2 lengths I'm Icy, a similar margin back behind them Pastry. On the outside of Quirky Girl, a further 2 behind those to Prince of Promises. Back towards the inside, Driftwood Girl, its stablemate. They're being followed by Magnaforce. Yankee Girl next to last as they come around the home corner though, and he's nursed this leader, Concrete Madame. Now calls upon it, 2 lengths clear. Watto's Fury, they've raced away from I'm Icy. Quirky Girl is down the outside, but he's hands and heels on the leader. Concrete Madame inside the last 100 in no danger whatsoever, extending the margin, pulling away, and after a soft run on top, it was much too good. Concrete Madame from second placing, Watto's Fury behind them, getting home very well late behind those. Little Flirt with I'm Icy and Quirky Girl it all in a group together. Back on the fence to Pastry. They were followed further back behind them to Driftwood Girl. Next home pulling up Prince of Promises, Magnaforce, and the last of them to arrive is Yankee Girl. Number 7's the winner, Concrete Madame. Number 7 for William Pike to give Pike the 3rd leg of a treble. The City Place mare won the start very comfortably. Pike was able to just nurse the mare through the early part of the race. He gave her a very good breather in the middle stages, and then he skipped away around the corner. He got clear of Watto's Fury, I'm Icy. Quirky Girl battled. Little Flirt, its stablemate, finished off the race from back in the field pretty well. But it's 7, 2, 1 and 10. 7, 2, 1 and 10, the official placings. Concrete Madame the winner, a daughter of City Place. That gives Peter Fernie, of course, the 2nd leg of a training double here this afternoon. His son Luke has got 1 winner up, and that was the heavily backed commodity from earlier on in Zeeble. Concrete Madame gives part owner Andrew Ingalls the 3rd leg of a treble, along with Peter Fernie, T. Topham, G. Bowden, Justin and Carol Warwick, and a City Place mare out of La Rochelle, making it back-to-back wins off that maiden victory here on the 22nd of September, and did it from go to woe, but certainly given a very soft ride there by Pike in front. 2nd placing to Watto's Fury by So Secret from Liberty Isle for NB Watmore, Seawood and D. Grammaticus, Rod Brown, Kira Yule, with I'm Icy holding on for 3rd. The Frost Giant, Capita Mac gelding for Steve Kilner, trained by Neville Parnham and ridden by Stephen Parnham. 3 1/4. A very easy win there, recorded by Concrete Madame. A length and a half, 2nd and 3rd. The time is 1:16.31 and 34.10. They didn't have a hope in Hades of being able to run it down the way that she'd been rated in front by William Pike, who boots home his 3rd in 5 races. The 6th event today is the 5th leg handicap over 1600, with one big ransom coming out, and Andrew Castle rides number 5 in Campaign.
We've just witnessed the running of the DFP Recruitment race number 5 out of Kalgoorlie, taken out by Concrete Madame, and she's come a long way, this mare. Peter Fernie trains and William Pike aboard this afternoon. To introduce proceedings, we welcome back Robin Steenback, Director of the Kalgoorlie Boulder Racing Club Board.
Hi. DFP has been involved with the KBRC for the past few years. This year we've had the opportunity to sponsor a race here today, and we're very happy to do so. We're very proud to be involved with such an event in Kalgoorlie. I'd like to thank all the trainers, jockeys, owners that have worked so hard to get all the horses ready for this race. And I would very much like to present the prize to Andrew Ingalls, one of the owners of Concrete Madam, please.
Nice speech, Robin.
Shut up, Lucy. He's still taking the piss.
No, that was a good. You worked all that out. Thank you, Robin. Thanks very much. Thanks to DFP Recruitment for their sponsorship, and I think the KBRC's got double value there, because as a board member and director of the club and also a sponsor, they didn't have to pay the big bucks for Robin to get up and speak just then. But a big thanks to Peter Fernie again, our leading trainer, on the job that he's done with Concrete Madam. There's a couple of fellas in it for the first time. Greg Bowden and Timmy Topham, who have yet to be to the races. So I think if they keep staying away, the horse will probably keep winning. So thank you very much. A great ride by Willie Pike, who got off it at the end of the day, and he said, no, I didn't do much there. I just sort of nursed it along, and I suggested to him that he was a bit overrated, but he's not overrated at all. So thanks to Willie. Thank you very much.
Race 6 is the 5th leg handicap over the mile, Class 2 50-plus benchmark race. The scratching is number 1 Big Ransom. Take out number 1 Big Ransom. It leaves a field of 12 to go around at 4:15.